story, please come on up. Zoe Cellar. Uh-oh, we got one. Oh, what?
Hey, join you?
All right. Alright, I wrote something fictional, but it's based on a true story. I was in Nobby having a burger, and there's a woman over at the next table talking to this guy. And I look away, and he's sitting there a minute later with somebody else. And she looks like somebody I saw on TV. Anyway, I go and get a beer from the bar and I sit down. And then there's a third person sitting with this guy. And I didn't see anybody get up or leave. So I thought, what was that all about? I tried not to be late. It's the polite thing to do when you're the one who calls the meeting. She has many faces when she enters the restaurant. As many looks as there are people in the room. That's the thing with angels. They show you what you want to see. I stand to greet her, and her stunning beauty takes my breath away. Wow, a real movie star right here at Nobby. It's Angelina Jolie, in the flesh. She leans over to kiss me on the cheek. Do you like my new look, she says. She tells me it's so great to see me, but that's rather disingenuous. I'm thinking, she sees me all the time. That's her job. We sit down, and I can't help but rub my eyes when she changes into a teenage girl with a nose ring. I think I've seen her before on TV. Katie something, I think. The woman at the next table is smiling at her, and she nods with pride that someone recognizes her. Why celebrities, I ask. She says grace is something we can't hide. We get noticed. And when you're a celebrity, the knowledge of your presence spreads around the room like a wildfire. We call it hiding in plain sight. I look into her eyes for a moment across the table. They're magnetic like a pool of colors. You could dive into these forever and lose yourself. I know I've got to get this over with before I chicken out. So she senses I'm about to speak and she says, all right, what's this meeting all about? Look, I say, you've been really great, but I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I mean, we're done. She looks at me hard for a second, like she's waiting for the punchline. I nod at her, as serious as I can look. She laughs out loud, way loud. In her surprise, she apparently blows her facade. She's Angelina Jolie again, except she looks this way to everyone in the room. The woman at the next table is freaking out, asking her companion when the movie star walked in. So you're firing me, she says. It sounds like a challenge. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm sorry, but I just need to live like a normal person and take my chances. She tilts her head a long pause, and then she goes, can I ask why? You've been ratted out, I tell her. I know everything. You're not the only angel that I can see. She looks at me like I'm bluffing. She won't come clean just yet. Okay, I say, you remember the first time I actually saw you? I was 7 and you were watching over me at the park. She jumps in. Yes, some bullies were beating up your little neighbor Timmy. You jumped in to take them all on. But when I tried to stop you by filling your mind with fear, you turned and looked right at me. So then I say, well, I remember I said, you can't stop me, Guardian. I will not let you. I will not let them hurt my friend. Angelina leans forward now and reaches out to hold my hand. I was shocked, she says. You could see me. And then you turned and you pulled them off your little friend. And their big brothers came and kicked your teeth in. It was okay, I tell her now. When I stood up, I spit the blood on their little kid shoes and told them to bring their sisters next time. So that way it would be a fair fight. I was a little cocky fuck even then. You had to be, she says. I remember how angry your father was when you told him what happened. Yeah, he got out his belt and whipped me good. He said that if I wanted to be a hero, I better learn how to fight. She's starting to cry now. I fell in love with you then, she says. Of course it's my job, but I watched you grow up believing his bullshit. All that fighting, look at you, your scars, your mouth full of steel. It broke my heart every time I got close to you. Then why did you have to interfere, I ask? You were supposed to keep me from getting hit by a bus, not interfering with my love life. She stops. So you know about what happened with your fiance. Look, she was gonna leave you in the end. I could see the whole timeline. I look at her. You bitch, I was gonna marry her. I'm so sorry, she says. I was wrong. The truth is, none of them were good enough for you. Don't you see? Didn't you ever wonder why you can see us? This life is your audition for a job like mine. I feel something awful twisting in my gut, like I spent my entire life fighting for the wrong cause. Please reconsider, she says. You and I, we have something magical, something that can last forever, like you always wanted. Any other choice will lead you to dust. We have nothing, I tell her. These are my fights, my loves, my chances to grow from my mistakes. I get up to leave. Wait, she says. Before you go, I think you need to see me as I really am. And then I look up to see the true face of the angel. It is pure love, a quality of space that has no mirror or way to bend the light. That is what love is, I guess. Something godlike with the power to create and even destroy when it forgets to let go. I see that love waiting for me now. All I have to do is fall into it. Instead, I turn and walk out the door. After all, I have a bus to catch.